All right, at 6 o'clock, I will call the 17th regular Common Council meeting to order. Will the clerk call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alderperson Bellinger.
Here.
Alderperson Borse.
Here.
Alderperson Close.
Here.
Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Gravine.
Here.
Alderperson Heidemann.
Here.
Alderperson Menzer.
Here.
Alderperson Mitchell. Alderperson Perella. Alderperson Rust.
Present.
There are 10 present.
Thank you. Folks could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Alder Decker, is there a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the minutes from the 16th regular council meeting held on November 17th, 2025.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of approval of the minutes, state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Minutes are approved. All right, two resignations, City Attorney.
Thank you. Don Martins from the Board of Marina Parks and Forestry, Richard Lindy from the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to accept and file.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of accepting and file, state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? All right, that's approved. All right, next two appointments, City Attorney.
Election inspectors for all elections in 2026 and 2027. Eric Cotty to the Board of Marina Parks and Forestry as the boat slip renter representative.
Thank you. Those will lay over. Next, confirmation of appointments, City Attorney.
Marcia Reinthaler to be considered for appointment to the Redevelopment Authority. Alderperson Alonzo Gravine to be considered for appointment to the Licensing Hearings and Public Safety Committee.
Thank you. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to confirm.
Second.
Moved and seconded. This is a roll call vote.
Ten ayes.
All right, those are approved. Next, public forum, City Clerk.
We have one person tonight, Michael Burnett.
All right. You'll have, Mr. Burnett, if you want to state your name, address, the item you're speaking on, you'll have 5 minutes.
You got it. Mike Burnett, 611 North Water Street, apartment 303. And I'm speaking on item number 16, Zen City, I think it's called. The service that you guys are entering into a contract to. And trying to catch my breath. My bus was 15 minutes late and ran up here. But basically, you're spending $125K to get the hot new Palantir of basically municipal media. They're going to give you a service where they're going to be looking at everybody's social media. They're going to be doing some city polls, and they're going to have an AI be there and basically take the general data, aggregate it, and they're going to respond to people, and basically they're going to control city media more or less. Roll that on there on top of hiring a media person and all this and that. Remember, 5 or 6 years ago, you wonder what happened to newspapers and that? There used to not be all these media people everywhere. They all just filtered into the organizations. They're all public sector. Most of Lakeland College, that was the former press staff. That became their PR. That's how it goes. Now you're in a void. This is going to be your answer. Basically, you're spending $125,000 to have a service tell you what I'm saying online. What I really wanted to show you guys, and this came up, is I came up with a front end that literally takes it. I go to a meeting, shoot it on my phone, and within 15 minutes, it breaks it down so that everything in that meeting is atomized and somebody can literally just go onto their phone into the query box and say, did they talk about parking rules? And it'll literally on the fly make up like a 30-second clip of that audio. And I figured out how to do that at a pretty low cost, and it provides most of the service that other thing did. And I'm kind of like, wow, this is something that's really going to take off and be a game changer. Then I had a laugh. I'm like, my city's paying to get a crappy version of this. And on top of it, and it only stands more true that what I said, it's like, you're still going to be lacking the firepower. It's a lazy way out. You're spending a fortune. This, your website, all you do. The whole point is get the information to the people. That's my whole goal. And you're doing the opposite. You're learning how to read the people. And it's more like a CIA kind of tool. Hint, hint. Have fun. I know it's getting approved.
All right, anyone else, City Clerk?
No one else this evening.
All right. Just one announcement from my end. Today is National Snowplow Appreciation Day. So obviously our plow drivers were busy over the weekend, so we appreciate the work that they do and everyone's understanding and patience for the work that our crews do and making sure that we can get out there and clean up the neighborhood streets as well. So kudos to the DPW team. And we were ready for the first November winter storm. So. All right. Next, we have items on the consent agenda, 10 through 16. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to accept and file all reports and adopt all resolutions.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Alder Decker.
Yes, I would like to poll number 11 for a separate vote.
All right. Item 11. Any discussion regarding item 11 for a separate vote? All right. Seeing none. How do you want to do this?
I'll open it up.
Okay.
I might have to
This-
do the other one roll.
Okay. This will be a roll call vote.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a second?
Oh, do we have a second for that?
Second.
All right. Thank you, Alder. Thank you.
That's 10 ayes.
All right, item 11 is approved. Now back to the consent agenda as a whole. Any other discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, City Clerk, roll call vote.
I think I can open it.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it worked. 10 ayes.
All right, those items are approved. Next, under resolution, item 17, resolution number 135-2526 by Alders Mitchell and Prella, authorizing entering into a tax increment development agreement with Volrath Company LLC, and further authorizing the issuance of taxable tax increment project municipal revenue obligation. Alder Mitchell.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? Seeing Alder Boris.
I just had a couple of questions about the resolution itself. The language specifically about the benefit to the city, I think is how it's phrased. Can we talk a little more specifically, or could we get some insights into specifically what additional value we anticipate from this TID creation, and any other benefits that we might realize from it?
Director Zeiner.
I think there's twofold here. I think first is the economic development that will come from this. I think another is supporting a long-standing partner. I do see Tina from Volrath here tonight that I'm sure could speak to it more. But I think that there's two factors here. One, the economic impact, but two, making sure that a company like Volrath stays here and make sure that they feel supported.
Thank you. Can I follow up on that, Mr. Mayor?
Yep.
When you say the economic development, can you quantify that in any way? And can you talk about the impact when you said, keeping Volrath here in the community? If we could have some context around that, please.
Tina, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tina Kreidler, and I work at Volrath. I'm our Chief Financial Officer, and we have been thinking about this project for quite some time. I think our first meeting with the city was probably a year and a half ago. And to answer your question, overall, we are investing. The thought process and the project in total will be somewhere between $40 and $80 million. So from the investment portion that Taylor was speaking of. But then what this will do for us, so if you're not familiar with Volrath, our current facility was built in 1912. So the facility really cannot continue to be sustained as is. So we need to invest in the facility if we want to maintain a footprint here in Sheboygan. And in doing that, our hopes are to keep the business where the family intended it to be originally. So that is the main thought process there, because we do have alternative options as to where we could choose to invest.
And one more follow-up, please. Thank you. In terms of the actual focus of the project, from I think the comments that were made during the committee meeting previously, it's focused on automation. Is that correct? Can you elaborate a little bit on that, what that means for the business?
Yes. So there's a couple ways I could answer this, but when you look at the facility as is today, I think the team has done a nice job of placing assets in places to be able to get our work done. It is not getting done in the most efficient manner. So by creating a new facility that allows for a fresh layout, we are able to not only build efficiency through the process, but even then being able to automate through the process and take a number of steps out of the process. So to give you an example, today, one of our steam table pans that we make gets touched 15 times. In the vision that we have, it would be touched 5. So that's a huge amount of efficiency that we would be able to put into our process to help and keep us competitive, because most of our competition is foreign.
Okay, thank you very much. And just one comment, I will be abstaining from the vote as I have an immediate family member that works with Volrath, but thank you for answering those questions. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alder Decker.
Yes, I just wanted to make a quick comment. I'm so grateful that Volrath Company has come to the city for this. I think this is one of the, you could be able to help an iconic brand as a Volrath. I mean, that's been around. It predates Kohler Company. I mean, it is Sheboygan. You look around here. I mean, you have Volrath Park. You have Volrath has been an investor in this community itself for a long time, and to be able to have the opportunity to keep a company like Volrath in Sheboygan and not have it move out of Sheboygan, I think is key to our success as a city.
Thank you, Alder Decker. Alder Close.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to clarify, you had mentioned earlier that you would be moving operations or potentially moving operations if not for an incentive like this. Can you clarify what types of operations and investments you'd be looking to make elsewhere if this was not approved tonight?
So again, it would be the need to, what happened about a year and a half ago is that someone compromised the ceiling of one of our buildings. So we had someone run into a post that compromised the ceiling. We have since made it a very safe environment to work in, but it will not be long-standing for the future, which means we need to take action. And in doing that, we looked across the entire footprint of what could we do. And we do have a facility in Mays, Kansas that has open square footage for us. And it also has significant land that we own that we would be able to build upon. And so in doing that, the building that was compromised was the building that includes probably the most significant assets of our company, which is our deep draw presses. And so if we would need to relocate those, that is the equipment that we have prioritized moving first into either the new facility or into a different facility.
One follow-up. Yeah, just a follow-up. Can you quantify the number of, if that investment wasn't to take place and that unit was to get moved over to Kansas or another facility, how many jobs would that potentially displace?
I don't have that fact directly in front of me. If I were to give you my best guesstimate, we have approximately 350 hourly workforce within the Sheboygan facility, and I believe that that would take about half of them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Alder Perla and then Alder Bellinger.
In regards of the workforce, you spoke about, you spoke to the efficiency that you're going to create with the adjustments, right? Will you be able to keep the same workforce with those efficiency improvements?
I think I talked a little bit about this in the Finance and Personnel Committee as well. I'm not going to be able to speak to certainty on this, but I believe that we will actually be escalating the workforce in terms of the skill required for certain portions of our workforce, because the move towards automation will require additional skilled labor into our footprint. So additional engineers that can run the robots, additional technicians that can service those robots, et cetera. So over time, there may be a shift from some of the physical labor movement individuals who simply move pieces from here to there to more upskilled labor, higher paying jobs in the city.
Thank you, Alder Bellinger.
Thank you. I just want to make a comment, and then I want to ask a question of the city attorney, if I could. First of all, I support this. Volrath has been a long-standing, valuable employer in the community. They're philanthropic. They are just an outstanding, company, and so I support this. I do get the competitive challenges that they're under, and I think they've got a plan to move forward and be sustainable for the long term. And I'm excited that they're going to stay in Sheboygan, so I support that. But my question is to the city attorney is, typically, when you plan to abstain, you do not comment on the motion in front of you. Isn't that correct? I mean, that's what I've always thought, that if you're going to abstain, you don't comment on it.
So there's a difference between abstention and recusal. I think that when you're recusing yourself from an act, you're not participating in the discussion, in the vote, et cetera. When you're abstaining from a vote, you still, under Robert's rules, may participate in the discussion, but you don't participate in the vote.
Thank you.
Any follow-up, Alder Bellinger?
No, it's good.
Right, City Administrator.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Tina and her team and Eric, the CEO. We've been working together about a year and a half on this. It's been a long journey, and we're very appreciative. Tina's done a fantastic job of, I'd say, boiling this down to very small points about the history of Volrath in the community, and I'd say the gravity of the decision they're making here in reinvesting in Sheboygan. We're 151 years is the relationship between the city and Volrath, and with this investment, we're looking at that, going on for the foreseeable future. So the decision was quite lengthy, and obviously it's not all financial, but looking at labor costs, things like that, cost of doing business to the other site, we are not very competitive. It was about $6 per hour for every employee. So this investment is not just monetary, it's actually reinvesting into the community. And I can't thank Volrath enough. We appreciate them. They're tremendous community partners, and we value that relationship with them.
All right, seeing no more cues then, we will open up the roll call vote.
8 ayes, 2 abstentions.
All right, that is approved. Item number 8, resolution number 130-2526 by Elders Rust and Boris, authorizing the appropriate city officials to accept and expend funds received by the Wisconsin Department of Justice as part of the Edward Bryan Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program. Elder Rust.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to adopt the resolution.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Ten ayes.
All right, that item is approved. Items 19 and 20 will lay over. We've exhausted the agenda. Alder Decker, what is your motion?
Thank you, Mayor. I move to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjournment state aye.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned at 6:21. Good night.